So guys, I have nigga fatigue and you may not have heard of it or you may have. I just found out about it. So last week I had went on a rant talking about how I'm just sick and tired of people in the subculture, a certain subculture of Black America, representing the whole community and their antics and the ghetto behavior. Went on a whole rant about that because Black people, we are way more than what those people represent. I don't even know what the fuck that is. But this week, I think it was like on a Sunday. It was like Sunday, Monday. I seen one video, it said black fatigue, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Like, what is this? And then I watched it and I'm like, oh, that sounds like, what I'm going through right now. And then I seen it on Instagram, and I'm seeing a whole bunch of videos come up on YouTube now. Like, I watched a few of them today, and I'm like, oh, okay. So this must be something that's trending that, the group has, unanimously come to a decision that we're sick and tired of this, and it's just exhausting, it's draining. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about me feeling like lately, I'm peeping lately that I am falling into a cycle. And it's all of us. All of us get caught up in a cycle when we work. When we, do the same things that we do every single day. And I will use work because, the work week is, a normal work week is 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. You get 2 days to rest. And then you get back to working your ass off for 40 plus hours when you only have 48 hours. That sounds really crazy. You have 48 hours to rest, but you have to work a 40-hour work week to total. Yeah, you guys get it. But, when you fall into that cycle, and I think like my energy gets fucked up because I realize that I'm not supposed to be just doing this. I'm supposed to be doing more than this. I'm a natural healer. What is a healer doing, driving trucks? What is a healer doing working in an office that's boxed in? What is a healer doing, I don't know, delivering pizza? We take jobs because we need to do them. We go to school, we study these things. It sounds like a good idea. And then we go into our career. A lot of the times we convince ourselves that this is what we want to be doing when in reality it's not what you want to be doing because, there are things that you do outside of work that is more meaningful, that brings you more joy than whatever it is that you do in your career. And there are people that, completely cool with what they do. But a lot of the jobs that people have or that they're working at, they can be doing it on their own because they're just so great at what they do. And you may not realize it, but I'm here to tell you, if you're one of those people, the job that you're doing for somebody else, you can possibly be doing it on your own, making your own money and running shit how you want it to do. Because when we go into a job, like, we're going into an environment. This is somebody else's environment. So you're having to adjust yourself. You're having to alter, in a sense, who you are to fit in this environment. You're dealing with all different types of personalities, but you're not getting hired for your creativity. You don't get hired for what makes you happy. You get hired for how you can... You get hired for how you can benefit their company. What can you bring to the table for that company? And once you think about it like that, it's like, damn, like we're really, like this is really a system. It's really a cycle, and people can really, I see why it leads to depression in certain individuals. I was one of those people that was depressed for a really long time. It wasn't just my job, but my job added to a lot of it because it was just so much. And the job that I was at, it was extremely demanding. So, I was coming home, I was drinking alcohol. I had got fat. And that's how I knew, like, I'm unhappy somewhere. And I know exactly where it is that I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy being in this system. And it was a job where it wasn't supposed to be as fucked up as it was because I'm working with individuals that need my help. That was me being a healer. and actually putting my natural gifts to use. But I couldn't put them to use how I wanted to because there was a lot of limitations, and then there's other people that worked in that same field that just really made it difficult for the good to stand out, and they would like undo the good of, you know, people that are like me, that really are there for, you know, to help people, to care for them. But I digress. I don't know, maybe I think I'm just maybe getting on here to say that whenever you have the time, to make for yourself, make sure you're making the fuck out of that time. Like, really pour your creativity into whatever it is whenever you have your spare time, and really get the ball rolling, because you're not supposed to be doing whatever it is that you do. And a lot of you probably feel that, but it's like, I gotta go to work. And you do gotta go to work. We do gotta go to work because we have families that we need to take care of. I'm fortunate. My job, I have a 4-day work week and I have 3 days off. I work 2 days in the office. I work 2 days at home. So I am fortunate of that. That does give me a lot of time to create. As you can see, I have a YouTube channel, and I'm going to be doing other stuff also that, you know, I do every day, but it's like, I don't realize that I'm doing this stuff every day because I'm caught up in a system. And this is why, like, we have so many influencers that are at home cooking, doing things from like regular things from their home, because these are things that they do every day. They're just putting it out there for everybody else to see, and they're profiting off of that. You know, same regular shit, just like you. There's something that you all do every single day that brings you joy, and it's going to make you feel a lot better than, you know, walking into a place that's toxic, that you know that's not for you, that you know that they're not getting the full you. They're not really, you're selling yourself short is what I'm trying to say. In a nutshell, you're selling yourself short. I don't know, man. Set time aside in your free time to do something that forces you to show your creativity, that forces you into joy, that forces you into happiness. Because you start there, you don't know where the fuck you can branch off after that, because you're in your mode then. Your creative juices are flowing. Oh, can you really imagine what you can do? And I'm not talking about scammers, because scammers are fucking creative too. A person that is a scammer, and I know somebody that used to be a scammer. He's a reformed scammer, and he used to tell me what he used to do and how he used to do it. Those niggas are just as creative as the motherfuckers in jail. But now he's putting his creativity to something that's more productive. Like he said, he told me like he can do that. Like if he can scam, then he can come up with a way to make legal profit. And that's what he's doing now. Doing his own shit. He every day is dedicated to him and making him money. Like he doesn't wake up, he doesn't have a job to go to, because he is the job. What he does is his job. But yeah, I'm just encouraging you all to, you know, not limit yourself. Put your creativity to use. My brother, he was really good at drawing, but he never did anything with his art. And that's why, like, my kids, what they're really talented in, I show them that aspect of themselves, and I point that out a lot, and just speak positivity into their heads to like really get them going. And that's why, like, I have my son set up and give him activities to do, you know, karate, well, martial arts, football, basketball, so he's not stagnant. He's putting his creativity to use, doing something that is making him happy. And that is something that I want to instill in them young, so they take that with them into adulthood. And I think doing that will make them appreciate what they have to offer a little bit more, because this is something that they're used to, that they've been programmed to embrace, and that's their creativity. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think about this. I don't know. I guess my point, I don't know what my point is. I just wanted to encourage you all, I guess, and make you realize that we're in a simulation and we're in a cycle, and I don't want you to get caught up in that, because bad things can happen once you realize, like, oh, I'm doing the same shit every day. And this is why people be calling out of work. They don't be wanting to show up. They be doing no call, no shows. People be getting fed up. And it's because, like, you're not being fully shown. You're not being able to shine. You're really not shining. You're really being limited. You're put in a bucket. You're put in a bucket with a bunch of other people. I guess that's the best way that I can describe it. And how does that make you feel? Knowing that you're just one of many, how does that make you feel? That what you're doing, because people, this guy that I used to work with, he's an artist, an amazing artist too. That's what he does outside of work. And he dedicates himself to that outside of work. And that's something that he's feeling appreciated in. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about this. And are you noticing that you're stuck in a cycle? You're doing the same shit every day. You're waking up early as hell. You're going to work. You're getting your kids together. You're coming home, making dinner. And then you're counting down the time before you have to go to bed. You're counting down the time to go to bed. How crazy is that? To wake up. To go give your time and energy and creativity to something else. Let me know what you guys think about this. And no, this isn't no video of, because, them niggas like to be, women are complaining about working. No, this is just me pointing out that there's a system that we have fallen in line with. And I want to get you all to break out of that so you're not going crazy. So you are seeing that you can put your creativity to use. So you are seeing that there are other wonderful things about you, instead of what you give to somebody else, your time that you give to somebody else. All right? Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.